All right, everyone, we are going to take a photograph and give it an Andy Warhol effect, which is really taking his silk screening and painting technique and doing that digitally in Photoshop. So I am going to start out with a picture of the beautiful Betty White, which I've already saved and downloaded to my computer. I've file opened the picture of Betty White. So for you, you should have emailed yourself the picture that you want to use and then file open it. Now I'd like you to please open a new document. We are going to make this 5 inches. So please be sure that your document is in inches. We're going to do 5 inches by 5 inches, and the resolution can be 300. RGB color mode is fine. White background is good. So just double check that you are in inches, and then you can even name your file. We'll call this Andy Inspired, and we're going to name this 1 because you are going to do this 4 times completely. So then I'm going to hit create, and here is my artboard. I'm going to take the move tool. I'm going to go to the image of Betty White, and I'm going to click on her, drag up to the tab, and then drag down. So here's Betty. I actually like the size that she is. She's filling the frame, much like Andy Warhol's work of Marilyn Monroe. So I'm going to keep it just like that. So everyone here is going to have a different image. So whatever you think compositionally looks the best. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Betty from being color to black and white. So in order to do that, you're going to go up to the drop-down menu, image, mode, and we're going to switch our mode to grayscale. A window will pop up that asks you if you'd like to flatten it or don't flatten it. And what that's doing is that's referring to the layers in Photoshop. When I dragged this picture in, it came on its own layer. So now I have the background layer and then this picture of Betty White. I'm going to select don't flatten, but I am going to say please discard the color. So you'll notice that Betty White has turned black and white image. Once you have your photograph selected as black and white, we're going to go up to filter, filter gallery. A new window will pop up, and you want to open up the sketch folder, and you're going to choose halftone pattern. Right now, you can see down in the bottom left that I am zoomed in at 100%. So I'm going to fit on screen so that I can better see the image of Betty White and what the filter is doing. I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see. Now, the settings are going to differ depending on your image and how much shadows and highlights and midtones you have. So you really want to have your size of the pattern in a place where you feel like it really looks like those Andy Warhol paintings. Now notice when I up the contrast, around the area around her eyes and her nose starts to become a little bit too dark. So I am going to try to find a balance that I like. So this is now up to your sort of personal interpretation of what you like aesthetically. If you do not have dots like I do, just double check that your pattern type is dots. If you want to just see what it does, that's the circle and that's the line. But we are specifically going to work with dots because we're trying to emulate a silk screening style. So once you have dots, you decide what size and contrast works for you and your picture. Again, everyone's going to be different. You would just press OK, and then it'll change that image to have the dots.